He come back, you know. But he walked past our table, he waved at us. Hi, I'm Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Hi, I'm Leah, and this is
ZULA ChickChats.
Okay, welcome to today's episode of ChickChats, and today we'll be talking about poly culture. So everybody loves all our school series, right? Like the mixed school lah, girls school lah, boys school. So okay, so today I'll talk about poly and like the different experiences from the different polys itself, and maybe any interesting or juicy stories to share lah. Okay, but to start first, please tell us which polys you guys are from.
I'm currently studying in Singapore Polytechnic.
I was from Temasek Poly.
I
was from Nanyang Poly.
I was not from poly, but today I'll be facilitating the discussion between all of y'all. So to start us off, right, maybe let's talk about the different stereotypes that people have of the different polytechnics.
Back when I was in Nanyang Poly, I think the only stereotype there was that we were all rejects from NP and SP.
So what is like Nanyang Poly known for? Like in terms of like course? No.
That's my answer for you.
Alright!
Across the polys, right? At least this is to my knowledge lah. SP is known for its engineering courses. NP is known for its business courses. NYP is known for its health sciences like nursing, right? RP is known for sports management, and TP is known for, they are not known for but they are the only poly that has law and management as a diploma. So I guess that's one of their niche points. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we have the dictionary right here. You don't need
Let's
any of us.
see.
Okay, let's cut this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys want us to talk about any other topic,
so much for what?
from this side.
Yeah.
This is to my knowledge.
School of Design doesn't allow you to wear slippers
Oh.
at all.
Oh.
There are a few guys who go to school every day wearing suits. Yeah, so every day wear suits and they walk around. Then sometimes we'll play like if you walk around, right, apparently you can tell who is a design student one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
That's true,
right?
that's true.
Not just design student actually. So the business people will wear like business attire. Then like the design and like the comms students will wear until like very fashion. Then the IT and engineering. Sorry, no offense. No offense seriously, but a lot of them wear like
The dry fit, the
Yeah.
school t-shirt, dry fit school t-shirt.
yeah, shorts and then like slippers. Yeah.
Actually, I think it's the same for uni lah. It's the same for uni. Like the
really?
different faculties got the different attire, like stereotypes also. Yeah, I think if it's just your way to go, then so be it, man. Focus on your studies, man.
Every faculty has like their own canteen. Every school will just go to their own canteen. But sometimes me and my friends like to venture out. Like maybe my guy friend has like I saw this guy the other day. I think he's from business school. Let's go to this canteen. And then we'll go there for like lunch and we're like,
Really.
Scout people. Do you do that?
No leh, we just eat. No, for us we don't go by like canteens we go by like CCA. Some of the guys in like certain CCAs are like hotter. Like my friends will usually go like to the swimming pool. my friends when they watch this they'll be like, hey, you don't expose us, but it's true.
How was like studying in poly like for you?
The transition is great because in Sec 4 you probably study stuff that like you don't really like. Probably you study math and science and you don't like that, and then you get to finally choose a course that you really like. For example, I chose media, right? So I get to do a lot of writing, I get to do a lot of hands-on stuff which I really enjoyed. So it didn't feel like crazy mad studying unless it's like during exam period and stuff like that.
yeah, I think I had that also because I was never like the study type. Really didn't like it. First year for me, because a lot of the people who went into my course had like kind of a design background, like they did arts, O-level, that kind of thing. So they already know how to draw, etc. But for me, I went in not knowing how to do any of these things. So for me, my year 1 GPA was like, eh. So because of that, it kind of pulled everything down, even though I was getting like 3.6s in my year 2 and stuff.
3.1 out of 4.
Yeah.
I had
Realization.
like 2.8 on my first year because I was busy looking at boys.
Oh my god.
So I actually came from a JC as well. I studied 1 year in JC before moving over to poly. I really did both ends of the spectrum lah. So in JC it was just like hard on, just mark for the end goal. But then when I moved over to poly, right, it was like 0 exams and it was 100% group work based. Maybe because I did so poorly in my JC, right? And I felt so bad that I think it light a fire under my ass lah. Know that because it's a cumulative thing. So I think right from the start I was like chiong lor.
Do you feel that the freedom that you get after secondary school is very liberating? Because in secondary school, you're always like following
Regime,
schedules. In poly, you can just have one class at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Like, go home!
Yeah, and then go home. Then you can do whatever you want. You can work a part-time job. You can give tuition.
That's true.
You can hang out with your friends. So it was very liberating.
And
like,
CCA not compulsory.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
CCA not
CCA is not
compulsory.
compulsory.
Correct.
when I reached poly, I think I didn't take pocket money from my mum, so I just did some part-time jobs. Then you get like work experience, then you know how to deal with idiots, that kind of thing, which is great
agree,
for
I agree.
project work, which brings us to our next point.
Yes. Okay. This is the juicy part: the project work, the gossip in school, the drama, all this
God.
nonsense, right? Isn't it such a common thing, right?
It's such a
It
common
is,
thing.
it is.
Yeah, like
Okay, you don't know because you did your own projects, right? Like you didn't really
as
have
in-
group projects.
As in, we had group projects, but I feel like generally, because we are confined to the same class, then it's
Ah.
like we kind of already know each other's standards. You will generally work with people that you already know.
but sometimes you don't get a choice.
Yeah, sometimes you
Yeah.
don't get
We
to
always
choose.
got a choice.
Even your FYP.
Everybody was individual.
Ah!
But you could pair up. But
Sorry.
Everybody like, the whole new
Wait, but you could pair. Okay, there was this one module where it's like there's supposed to be a group of 3, right? But then it's like, cause we have cliques ma, then just nice this clique got 2, this clique got 2, this clique got 2. Then we shit cannot form group, right? Then we swa fair, right? 1 each. So we split. Then it's like we work with people we've never worked with before, and then like it turned out great. We had a fun time shooting in the toilet. insert footage here.
This is so political. It's like those kind of must shake hands with like
Yes, yeah.
do sign treaty, that kind of like.
I mean, I guess if you work in a
Okay. Yes. I think the worst one was probably during FYP. I had to work with these 2 people, and these 2 people were the slackest people in the class.
But why you so sweet that you get both of them?
You
I
don't get a
don't
choice,
know.
right?
I didn't get a choice.
Yeah.
Didn't get a choice.
Why your teacher put both of them together in one group? Also?
Okay, so the thing is, right, if you're ever in this situation, yes, it sucks. But then you get to shine.
That's true.
You really, really get to shine. Because they are so shit, right? Then, wow, I tell you, your professor be like, whatever you do, your professor will be like, yes. Great. Yeah. You will like do check-ins, I say like, oh, how's your progress going? How's your video going? Then I'll be like, oh, it's fine. I don't know where my groupmates are. So everything I do all by myself.
Wait, so they did not even help with anything at all? Like not even one part. Like they
No.
need to write one sentence. One sentence also never even write.
But they got
One word also don't have. You know, like the kind they will come in at the end. Oh, how is it?
Yeah.
They come in the last minute and then they like 插进去. So when the lecturer asks them, how's your project going, then they like I will look at them and be like,
Would you like to say? Please share.
I got to try everything. It was really, really tough. I got an A and both of them got like C or something like that. Sounds like a small discrepancy, but not a lot of people in the class get A, so I think
Amazing.
it pays to get grouped together with morons.
But only if you can handle it. I
Yeah.
think some people might break down here.
Okay, so it was originally in a group of 5. 2 people completely MIA. To be fair, they had their own family issue or their own personal problem. That's why they took a break lah. And then after that, right, these remaining 2 people, right, they're like clowns eh. They will just sit there, right, you open a laptop, right, say, okay, what are we gonna do today? I think the colour, the phone colour not nice, let's change. I'm like, we haven't even write anything yet. Haven't write anything yet. Is that kind of thing, you know? It was still okay lah working with them, but this one guy, right, one of the MIA people, right, person, right, oh my god, okay, the best part, right, is that we know that he's smoking, okay? And then after that,
Okay.
he come back, you know? But he walked past our table and he waved at us. Oh my god, like, what? That's great! And then he waved, right? And then, right, this is the best part, these 2 clowns sitting opposite me, right? And then they will look at him and they will, hello! And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So the whole project, right, basically I was just carrying this team of 4. And like, obviously it was just trash lah. I mean, it didn't get good, but you know what? Fuck that, okay? Oh my god, okay. Go fire,
Take
go.
a sip of water first. Okay, so one of the main components about poly is actually the whole camp situation. Any thoughts on that?
I'm sure the both of you like camps. I hate camps! I really, really hate camps. It's so stupid. The GLs will be like, yeah, go team! Yeah, everybody! Team A, Team B! That kind of everybody have to, yeah! And then for like no apparent reason whatsoever, everybody's just screaming. Then I'll be at the back, okay, yeah, like that. Yeah, so
Why you sign up?
No, it's not sign up one. It's
The
like those
compulsory
orientation camp. Then everybody will like, okay, can you remember the name of that person? Who cares? cares? You're going to see that person for the next 3 years. Who cares? Nobody cares.
Okay. Alright. Have you released your anger?
Somewhat.
Because my faculty was very small, right? I joined when I joined orientation camp at the time. It was a very small cohort, so it was like the camp was very homey, and like even though we like it was like and stuff, right? But it's like you really got to like mix with people, and it's just very it was very fun, like, at least my own experience.
Because I went into poly alone, I didn't know anyone else. All my friends went to JC. So that was kind of my support group for the first couple of months lah. So I was damn into it. I still went to like apply to be a camp GL and all that stuff.
Because I heard, right, like the senior guys, they would sign up to be GL so that they can meet the younger junior girls.
Or like the freshman girls.
And then they will all talk about like, oh, which girl is hot, which girl is pretty, which girl got thunder thighs, that kind of shit. So
Oh my god,
what's up with the thunder thighs?
Who said I got thunder thighs?
Maybe,
Ever you sign up?
Yeah, that kind of thing. So I thought it was a bit creepy sometimes.
Moving on to talk about the stereotypes and what are some common perceptions of like poly students. So I have a Q&A on Zula's IG. So I have some questions or / like statements from people here lah. Someone said poly kids are street smart. Is that true?
Quite. I think it also attributes to the fact that you do part-time jobs more commonly than compared to like JC kids.
Yeah.
So they get to go out into the society to meet people more frequently.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the whole flexible timetable thing as well. Because when you have that much time outside of school, you have to kind of manage your own learning as well of how you make use of that time.
Next one. Poly students don't need to study / not stress. I don't know where this came from, but it's
I mean,
here.
that is if you're one of the slackers lah.
I think you still need to study. There are tutorials where you have to pay attention, you have to attend lectures to know what's going on. And there's definitely stress. But the stress comes in a different area. The stress that you get in poly, right, most of the time is because you have to work with idiots. And if you are in JC, you just have to deal with your own discipline. When you're in poly, you have to deal with other people's discipline.
Because like it's a cumulative thing, like our courses, right, where it's like full on project based, right. What I tell you, right, if you want to slack one project, right, it's really GGWP for your GPA really.
Yeah.
Wait, someone said here, inverted comma, the people who didn't make it to JC. I mean, some people I feel were like their cut-off points couldn't make it to JC, so they went to poly. Some people made a choice to go to poly. So what was it for you guys?
I had to reason with my parents because I knew what I want to do, but they were not convinced that I could make the right choices for my future at 17.
Yeah.
Because I've also seen many people who choose a course and then they regret it. Yeah, so you kind of have to know what you want very early on so that you don't waste your own time.
Honestly, I don't regret it or anything. I feel like the 3 years definitely helped me develop what I was genuinely interested in or things that were semi-related to what I'm doing now lah.
The thing is that I wanted to go to poly lah. Yeah, but in the end, after I studied 1 year, that's why I failed in JC. And then I was like, why did I even come to JC? Like, I know that like my studying style is like full on 100%, 110% is body, but like I still come in. Yeah, I grew from that 1 year, but like I shifted over immediately lah. So like, hey.
Okay, last one, which is that poly is the way to go if you want a safety net for a job, because ultimately at the end of it you get a diploma. Yeah, do you all agree?
I think it's quite true.
I think it's quite true.
If you are not sure whether you want to go to uni to pursue a degree, I would say you go to poly. If you have a diploma and you have some hard skills, it's easier to get employed as compared to if you only have an A-level cert.
No, it's not easier to get employed. It's confirm get employed compared to A-level cert.
Yeah.
Even if you have A-level cert and you want to get employed, right, you need to have a portfolio first. So you still need to build like 2 years of portfolio or working in the intern or industry and something to be able to do that, which you could have easily done in poly already.
Yeah.
So with that said, I think we kind of share our opinions on the whole topic, right? Any like last wise words of wisdom to give to the people currently going to poly or in poly now?
Only you would know whether you are study material. So if you are somebody who is a bit more hands-on, you enjoy a bit more hands-on projects, I would suggest you go to poly.
And I think even if you're in a poly, right, it's very important to keep your options open. Just because you're in a specific course, right, doesn't mean you have to go down that line also. In uni, you can always branch out to something more specific or less specific, you know. So always keep your options open.
Okay, so with that said, we've come to the end of today's episode. So thank you guys for watching, and if you guys want us to talk about any other topics, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye bye!